Hi, I'm Kiki and welcome to my corner of the internet. Here me and my guys like to make tarot readings. So here we are with a new picker card reading for this week. So this week's focus is going to be on blocks in love. We are heading into Venus retrograde. So this is a perfect opportunity to kind of see what's going on, like when it comes to retrograde energy, I always find that it's a good time for reflection. But since it is a Venus retrograde, it is definitely more so refocusing back onto love, your relationships, self-worth. And every so often it can talk about your finance based on kind of where it is in your chart, because it does talk about attraction. So what we're going to focus on today is what's blocking you in love, how can we overcome these challenges, and some major needs and other little details we need to see kind of what's going on with in love with you. So if you chose this, let's see kind of what is blocking you from either getting into a relationship or from, I guess, expanding within your relationship. So these are all things we'll be looking at in towards today. So I have 4 piles chosen today. If you want, you definitely pause the video to kind of see which one connects most to you. Yeah, I guess that's all I have. So we'll get right into it and start with pile number 1. All right, pile number 1. If you chose this number, pile number 1, or this pile, this reading is for you. So we're gonna just kind of start off with checking the overall energy within like your love life, and then kind of getting into more details from there. So the overall energy is the 6 of Springs, which is the 6 of Wands. So you are going to have some good news when it comes to your love life. This also talks about movement forward. So there is maybe someone coming into your life soon that like will offer you some form of romance or some form of success. This could also talk about like recognition. This could also talk about victory in some sense. So definitely something good is happening in your love life or within your connections. So the real question is, what's blocking you in love? And so we had this card, which is unconditional love. So maybe you're really easy to give your heart away to others. That you don't, like, you may need to have more boundaries because you may feel that oftentimes you're taken advantage of. With unconditional love here too, that's also about being very open to receive. So since it's blocking you in love, it may be like maybe you're not open to receiving, and you, even when people come your way, there's a part of you that steps back because you don't really want to allow others fully into your space. All right, so let's see. Unstuck the stuck, the now, and befriend the word polarized. So I feel like, yeah, you're often pulled in other directions. Maybe part of you really wants to be with someone, but another part of you is very scared. Unstuck the stuck too just makes me think like, because this is about movement forward, and it's like this is what's coming. Right now you're stuck. You're unsure of what direction to really go in, and that's part of this unconditional love too, of like there's like something pull you in different directions. You may have even multiple options in love, that the multiple people you like, you're just not sure which direction to go in. But I definitely feel like you yourself are unsure of how, like, you're just worried about if you give someone your all, would they give you their all? And I feel like that's what's the big thing here. Free yourself, and it's like free yourself from expectations. Maybe like I feel like you put yourself in this situation, right? So I don't like this deck, but whatever. So let's see. Answers, opportunity. See, an opportunity is coming its way towards you. Spiritual connection. So yeah, so I think someone with a spiritual connection is coming your way, and you're kind of being asked as well to be open to receiving that. But that's like, you have to free yourself. I feel like a lot of the reason what's blocking you in love is like you are afraid of having that spiritual connection, and these opportunities are being presented to you. So let's see. We are going to pull some letters. So other questions I really wanted to know. So let's see. When it comes to the blocking in love, I definitely think you're just really scared. You do have options in love, and you may have multiple options in love, and you're just really conflicted of which direction to go in. When it comes to your challenges, I think, like I said, you're being definitely pulled in multiple directions, and you're kind of pulling yourself back. I feel like you are very scared of putting into action, like what you really need. Okay. So my next question was, what are the major needs in your relationships? What traits are you're lacking, and what do you need to look forward to? So kind of let's see that through these little guys. So these are a lot of words. So I'm gonna pull from my word collection. So let's see what traits and like. Okay, let's start with what are your major needs in relationships? What is the major need in a relationship? Here. Service. You also have dyed hair. You may have dyed hair, but tolerant. So when it comes to your major needs in relationships, you need someone who wants to be like by your side. You may have acts of service as one of your like love languages. You may want someone who is more patient, because tolerant makes me think of someone who's very patient. So you may really, or even like the person who's coming in your way may be someone who also provides these qualities, and they might have dyed hair as well. So like be watchful on that. Let's see, one more. What needs in this person's relationship? Complicated. So I guess your needs are very complicated when it comes to this relationships that you want as well, because it's like there's a sense of worry within you, and I think that sense of worry makes it really hard for you to navigate within your relationships as well. So let's see, what traits are you lacking right now to really push forward in this relationship? What traits do we need to work on to make a successful relationship? So teacher and tattoo. So teacher, it makes me think that you need to kind of learn more about yourself. With tattoo, I think of like permanent things on your body. So I think there is like a need to kind of like permanent changes as well. See, fears. Yeah, I think you need to just be more courageous. You need to go after what you want a little bit more, especially when it comes to relationships. I feel like you're the reason you are stuck, because I think even if people ask you out or talk to you, part of you pushes them away. And I think it's because you feel inherently that these people aren't really going to give you what you deserve. And for you to like kind of get out of that, like sometimes you just have to try. Like, so what if this relationship is successful or not successful? Sometimes you learn more through failure than you do through successes anyway. And I think that is kind of like lessons too with a teacher card. Like I feel like you are allow people to learn about you. Like I think a part of you kind of wants someone to just know everything about you when you like, and like just like there's a line I know, what's it called? It's like you want people to get a PhD in you, but you don't want to get a PhD in them. If you get what I mean. Like you want them to learn about you, like, and you're willing to teach them if that's but you're all really wanting to learn about them. It's like a fair vice versa, right? So like, how can we make your relationship more compatible is the next question. Water sign. So water means emotions in this case. So there may be a need to be more emotionally driven or emotionally open to receiving. Magician also talks about control. It also talks about having everything at your fingertips and having the abilities to do the things you desire. So I think you yourself are probably a very nice like a person, but when it comes to love, you put up your guard. So for you to have a successful relationship, yes, it's okay to have your guard up, but do not be afraid to embrace how you're feeling and communicate that to others. So what else? Desire. So that's very straightforward. So let's see one more. Baiting. Yeah, I feel like communicating your feelings towards these people, the desires you have. Baiting could also baiting. When I think of the word baiting, I think of kind of like dangling what people want in front of them and then kind of like taking it away from them after. So so I think, like, don't be afraid of being annoying. I think a part of you, what's one of the also things that are holding you back from this relationship, because a lot of the common thread between this is like this need to express yourself, but a lot of what you do is hold yourself back. And like you have maybe like people you want to try to be with, but you're very concerned about like maybe their opinions, maybe like you're worried about getting hurt, maybe you're worried about allowing people in too much and like what would happen if they take advantage of you. And that's kind of what's holding you back from allowing these opportunities to come in, especially since you do have a big heart. I feel like you definitely have like you're very empathetic. You're probably very open to people. You make public friends really easily as well with the unconditional love. Like people do enjoy your energy, but like when it comes to love, you're just worried about being taken advantage of. So that pulls you back from allowing people to be in your life and give you things that you kind of desire. Okay, so we're gonna pull a little bit from my personal deck and see if there's any other additional information. Ancestors, angels, my guides, any additional information about the blocks in love for this pile. How do they overcome these blocks or anything else? Ancestors, angels, my guides. Ooh, let's see. Okay. So on the bottom we have October. So October may be important. I'm just going to take all of it and see what it says. So we have, on the other side, we have the number 7. Lack of direction makes one feel powerless. Aggression is the lack of self-control. So this is the Chariot card in reverse. So there's a sense that, like I said, that stagnancy, lots about being stuck right now, right? And I think that, like I said, comes from that lack of directions, lack of like being sure where you're going. Like you're definitely stuck at a crossroad in terms of what you want to do. A fresh new start is always a sign to create something new with new moon energy. So I think here you definitely have an opportunity coming your way when it comes to love. This may come to you in March, October, or in the next few weeks. So but right now with the Cancer energy, you may be feeling isolated and hypersensitive because of this loneliness, and that's coming from this energy here. But you're going to notice an opportunity in love coming your way within the next few weeks. March or in October are going to be very important dates here. Okay, so we'll go through a quick summary, and then I guess that'll be the end of your reading today. So when it comes to blocks in love, it is you are holding yourself back to the fear of being open to someone else that's hurting, that you're kind of just worried about being hurt. It's because you are someone who's very open to love. You are a very kind person when it comes to that as well. When it comes to like traits that you need to really further yourself in the relationships, you have to be more open to receiving and allow others to get to know you, and allow people to be beside you, right? You have to allow that. You do have a love opportunity coming to you within the next few weeks. This person may have dyed hair. They may have, maybe this way you guys meet or you guys may have already met is very complicated. So there may be a little bit of things. Their love language may be acts of service. They may really often like to do stuff for you. This person also may have dyed hair. So, or maybe even tattoos, maybe a teacher as well. But those are all like different things that this person could be. So when it comes to things, like my piece of advice, be open to receiving and allow people to learn about you. And you to learn about them as well, okay? But that is all I have for you today, pile number 1. Thank you for sitting through this reading with me. I do appreciate it. I hope this resonates in its own way, and I hope that your love life becomes better. Thank you for sitting here with me. I do appreciate it. Have a wonderful day, night, or evening. Goodbye. All right, pile number 2. If this is your pile, if you chose it, this is your reading. So we're gonna get right into it, ask the questions we need. So the first question is obviously kind of what's the energy in your love life right now, and then we'll kind of see what's blocking you in love, and then we'll kind of see how we can overcome these challenges, your major needs in relationships, as well as we're gonna look for some the traits you're lacking and what we can improve on. So lots of detail today, lots of going on. So the first card is release, number 13. So this is about letting go of your past. So right now you may have entered a relationship, or you are kind of moving on from some major aspect of the relationships, whether that's an actual relationship, or you are now maybe deciding to and try to pursue new relationships. Like there's definitely a shift between your previous energy to your new energy when it comes to love. So let's see what else. So we're going to see what is blocking you in love. So we have modify and sleep. So there's a form of stagnancy within your relationships right now. So I think part of you, what's blocking to you in love is this resistance. So I do want to see the deck for this guy, because it's sleep is obviously about taking rest, but like modify, I'm thinking change. But let's see kind of what the deck wants us to talk about. So modify, work on releasing your fears and learn to affirm the good in the situation. Positive emotions are linked to effort, focus, energy, and inspiration. Your emotions and actions influence your body. They can raise or lower your energy and impact your physical body and health. Positive thinking will enhance your energy. Fake it until you make it. That is, you may feel unhappy or powerful. You may not feel happy or powerful, but act as if you are. When you make the adjustment and act as if you are happy, your mood will shift positively. Take steps to create positive change as you adjust to your new life. Are you holding on to past situations and dwelling on them? Be willing to release the past and let yourself change your thinking. It is important to remember that your soul is having a physical experience. Your physical body is not your soul. Work to embrace this belief, and it will transform your attitude towards many things in life. Okay, so if you're in like what's blocking you in love, there's a sense what I'm thinking here is like this release and the release here, release and change. I think you're just at a rest point, because you're already kind of going through this energy right now with what's blocking you in love. I think a part of you is very lost of what you want to do when it comes to love, and there's a part of you that's, like I said, changing the things around you, and that's kind of like that energy you're in right now. And I guess like since you're in this in-between stage, I wouldn't necessarily say you have a block in love. I would say more so that you're at a rest point when it comes to love. You may be in between relationships, or you may you may be getting out of a relationship, and you're kind of in this period like, why did that go wrong? Why do I keep attracting these kind of people? And I think that's kind of like where you are right now. You're kind of just in this in-between stage of like what's actually, like you're just worried about what's going on. Let's see. When it comes to other stuff, let's see. We have nourish the sacred feminine. We also have creator, fire energy, gratitude here as well. So let's see. Ooh, sorry. Okay. There's definitely a shift back when it comes to your energy, when it comes to love. Like forgiving and learning, yeah. So I think right now you are kind of getting over somebody or something, but maybe like I said, the situationship, a past relationship, but like there's definitely this in-between stage. This feels more like single people energy. With forgiving and learning, as you release and heal the past, you experience more loving your present moments. So right now, I feel like you need to deal with this feeling here. Whatever is like holding you back is from your past, and you're kind of being asked to let it go to move forward, because you have multiple cards about letting go when it comes to your energy. Nourish the Sacred Feminine is making me think that there is like this need to reconnect with your inner self, right? And with creator energy, that makes me think of passion. So I think something you're passionate, you need to be grateful with again for this to kind of overcome itself. You have within the next few months, things may be really prevalent. So you may notice things like really coming into play during that time. Let's see. You had a lot of these cards come out. So I think, let's see kind of what this is about. So we have embrace your emotions, allow your feelings to surface and be accepted. I think I'm just going to go like this. I don't know. Let's do it like this. And I'll put this over. Okay. We have honesty is essential. And simple acts of kindness here. So, okay, yeah. So with what's blocking you in love, it's definitely something from your past. I think part of you is not over someone maybe, or you are kind of just in, like I said, a rest period between relationships. Spirit is asking you to take a break, actually. So over the next little while, kind of refocus back on yourself and accepting your emotions. Be honest with how you're feeling and be kind towards yourself, right? And those around you, right? So during this time too, with this card, I was talking about like fake it until you make it. That's like how you bring in that better energy. But I think when it comes down to it, there is definitely a need to let go of your past and forgive yourself, or forgive this person. Doesn't necessarily mean go back to this person. It's more so forgiving yourself to be put in that situation. A lot of the times I find with relationships or there's things happening, a lot of people guilt trip themselves into thinking that they could have made a different decision, could have gone down a different path. They could have done something to change the way this is working. But I don't think that's necessarily the case for right now for you. I think when it comes, like what happened in the past, I don't really necessarily see it be like something that you created. I think you are meant to kind of be in this period of just embracing your own emotions, yourself, and kind of getting rooted in who you are. Focus back onto like your passions and what makes you feel secure. Okay, so we're going to pull some letters. We're going to ask about those traits and stuff now. So we're going to see what are your major needs in a relationship. We're also going to see what are traits you're lacking, and then what you need to be more compatible in your relationship with these. So these are my lovely little words. There's a lot of words in here. I might fill it with like an extra 100 words of random stuff too. But let's see. The first question is, Spirit, we need to know, what are the major needs this person needs in a relationship? What are some major needs? So complicated, but you really want truth. Okay, so maybe the person in your past lied to you, because this is a second thing about being honest, being truthful. So that may be something, a big need of yours is you need someone who's very upfront and honest with you. Like even if the situation's complicated or anything, like you want this person to be honest with you. We have manipulation here, so that could be like what was wrong for the longest time. I hope you are not manipulation, but that fell on the floor, to be honest. That's why I picked it up. So let's see, anything else about major needs in the relationships? Award. So yeah, like you like to feel rewarded. You like people who show you acts of kindness, awards. So like that's like, you might feel really enjoy when, let's say, you had a hard day and that person, and then your significant other, knowing you had a hard day, prepares a bath for you when you come home. And that makes you feel very like accepted, warm, and loved. Like you really like when people do that for you, and it's a need. But like honesty is also extremely important for you. Like it's something that you really need from a person. What's complicated is probably this manipulation here. So maybe you're really used to people who are manipulators, and you're like, is that what I need in relationships? Like, is it when it comes to maybe like your past relationship had a little bit, some of you, it might not resonate for all of you, but some of you may have had like a really toxic relationship in your past that you're kind of getting over, and you're like, do I need to feel like is this person like, is this what I need? Like, is this person and their traits what I needed? Is that what I wanted? Is that like, there's like a sense of blaming yourself, but I don't like that manipulation word. Secret. So yeah, I feel like you're worried about people manipulating you and with a secret too, right? Or maybe like part of you doesn't want people to know too much as well, because now like you're a little scared. Or maybe you're worried about them with that, with the forgiving and learning. Okay. So let's see, what traits are you lacking in your relationship? So where can we improve, right? So what traits are you lacking in your relationships? Admire. What traits are you lacking? Gentle. Lacking. Hopeful. So maybe this relationship has really made you kind of a little bitter. I'm sorry to say that. But because right now where you're lacking in relationships is like, maybe you're not gentle right now. You're very straightforward, abrupt. You don't really try to like be like nice. And I wouldn't say nice. I would say like you don't approach things gently. It's probably like the easier way to say it. Like you kind of just say what goes on in your mind. You're not really worried about hurting someone. Something you're lacking is maybe also being hopeful. Like maybe this past relationship really beat a lot out of you in terms of your emotional like well-being. And now you're just like, I don't care. I don't care. Like you're in that era of like, I wouldn't say hot girl era. I would say I'm like, you don't give no F's era. Like I think that's where you are. Because like I said, it's definitely the sense of shifting here. So how can we make your relationships more compatible? What are the traits we need to make more compatible? You're responsible. Short. Got it. Okay. So when it comes to more energy, like the energy you need to make your relationships more compatible, I think you have to be willing to forgive more. You may be very short-sighted when it comes to how your forgiveness. You're allowed to be more like irresponsible. I think like oftentimes in your relationships you feel like there's obligation, and if those other people don't like live up to your obligations, it's kind of hard for you to navigate that relationship. But I think like you're allowed to like be more forgiving. I think you're used to like maybe people taking advantage of you, and that makes you very short of breath with people. With the word fake here, that's always a really interesting one to get. Like you have a lot of like weird positives and negatives. So art, fixed, short, beard, forgiveness, fake, irresponsible. When it comes down to how to make your relationships more compatible, okay, so fixed energy is making me think of no. So whoever this is that you're supposed to forgive, you have to be willing to forgive people. I think you hold people to a standard they can't actually like adhere, like live up to, especially in romance. So you're like, maybe your role model in romance is someone who's like perfect, or in some sense of that word, and like you really want your like significant others to be like a perfect person, but that doesn't exist. So part of you really needs to allow people to like express who they are, because when it comes to art, I'm thinking expression, personal expression. So there's a sense of being able to express who you are. Beard, you may have a beard. Maybe the person you're interested in has a beard. Maybe the person you're supposed to forgive has a beard, or they may be a little shorter, or you're a little shorter than them. But fake is the word I'm really focused on. So there's a sense with fake too of like putting on a mask. So maybe with the mask here too. And then you have a lot of needing honesty and being truthful. So maybe you need to be more truthful as well, right? So definitely like being honest and being truthful and forgiving people from your past is really important. Okay, so let's summarize and we'll finish your reading here. So when it comes down to your blocks in love, I think your past relationships are what's holding you back. I believe that when it comes down to this past person, something about that relationship really hurt you, whether that person was manipulating you or they kept a lot of secrets. This person also may have just made a lot of mistakes. There is a need for you to overcome this, to forgive yourself, as well as to forgive the people around you, to be able to move forward. There's also a need to reconnect back towards your passions in life and what you desire, right? Within the next few months, this is going to be very prevalent for you. You are definitely asked to be, like, you're being asked to take a break from relationships as well. But if you are currently in a relationship with someone, you're wondering why your relationship hasn't moved forward, is because you guys need to have more honesty within your relationship, as well as there may be some secrets that you guys aren't willing to talk about, right? To develop your relationship more, acts of kindness will be important. You're definitely really being asked to be kind towards one another, as well as open. For you to move forward, you definitely also need to embrace your own emotions, your relationships, and the things you have with others as well. All right? I think that is all I have for you, pile number 2. Thank you for sitting through this reading with me. I hope this does resonate. Please like, comment, subscribe. Tell me how life is, what's going on. I do appreciate you sitting through this reading with me. Have a good one, all right? Woo! All right, welcome pile number 3. If you chose this pile, this one is for you. So like I said, we're doing blocks and loves today. So we're going to check out the overall energy when it comes to your love life. And then we're going to kind of get to see those blocks and kind of what's like the traits around it, what's going on. We'll also pull some additional words just to kind of get more about the traits in the more smaller details, okay? So let's head straight into it. So your overall energy is the Princess of Summer. So this is a new relationship or emotional experience, invitations to social events, a compassionate friend you can share your concerns with. So when it comes to your energy right now in love, you're very open to receiving, maybe going out a lot. You may be trying to find a relationship with someone too. So, or maybe you're just starting into a relationship and you're just kind of worried. So when it comes to the blocks you have ruminate. So we are going to read the deck for this. Because where is my deck holder for this? Here it is. Okay. So number 18. All right, take note of how you take on the energy around you. Do you tend to immerse yourself in unconstructive energy? Are you taking responsibility for a situation that has nothing to do with you? Do you hold yourself to reapproach for circumstances you have no control over? This might include feeling somehow responsible for inclement weather or someone else's bad mood. It makes no sense, yet you feel you played a role in it. Are you spending an unaware amount of time thinking about other people's situations? Self-examination is one way of identifying whether you are engaged in negative thinking. Negative thinking can manifest in harmful self-talk or viewing yourself disapprovingly. You may do this without being aware of it. It can be done through self-deprecating humor that invites others to laugh at your expense. You may put others above you. You may give a place, an opportunity, or something you rightfully earned to someone else. You may apologize consistently which lowers your energy. It may seem that you are ashamed of your presence in certain situations. You might be addicted to negative situations or participate in gossip. Be honest as you reflect as on where you may be taking on negative energy. Decide to make things for the better. Okay, so when it comes to your blocks, I feel like what's blocking you in love is this negative self-talk. A lot of you, maybe you're very... Okay, so I think that's like you psych yourself out with relationships. Like you overread the situations. I feel like you're a very gentle soul. So when it comes to letting people in, you just get worried really easily. So part of you starts to put up those walls and those barriers, and like you kind of talk yourself out of it a lot. Like, oh, this relationship's not going to go well. Stop, dropping ground is what we have here. External validation. So, oh, we have more. You also have overrate your intuition. So I think, like I said, you psych yourself out, right? Like maybe you listen to gossip about what people say a lot, like, or oftentimes like you have these, oh, okay. I feel like, yeah, you psych yourself out. I feel like the moment you see a red flag, you're out. Which is like understandable, really great. Like I get it. I would do the same thing. And I also think like you talk to a lot of other people about it too. And if you feel like things aren't really working out the way you want them to, you are like, okay. When it comes to other things, we have release your ex energy. So the time has come to clear energy. Listen to your intuition. Lots of intuition. And then we also have appreciate this moment and focus on love. Okay. All right. So let's talk about it. When it comes down to love, what's blocking you, like I said, is this here. All right. But when it comes down to how we are overcoming these challenges, I feel like you need to listen to yourself a lot more and then kind of refocus yourself on like love. Appreciate this moment and focus on love. That just kind of works really well. It's the same. Appreciate this moment and focus on love. So focus on kind of what you do see and what you do know. I know that trusting your intuition is going to be important here too, right? So like the feelings you do have are like, when it comes to relationships, whether you want to be in certain ones or not, do trust your intuition with that. You don't have to listen to like the external gossip about what people say about things. Just really focus on your own self and what like your own intuition and what you believe, because that will naturally guide you on a better path to what like is going to be successful for you in a relationship, especially. Okay. So we're going to pull some charms really quickly. But first, let's think about those traits. So what are your major needs in relationships? And when it comes to your major needs, what are some major needs they need in their relationships? Marriage, so strong commitment. So you want someone who is very upfront about like what they want and they're not willing to deceive you. Desire, so you want someone you do desire to at the same time. So you want someone you're able to have maybe like a physical and an emotional connection with as well. So what else do you need in a relationship? Mixed. One more. Oh. Nosy. So you want someone who is like, when I say nosy, I think you just want someone who concerns themselves with you. So I feel like there's a sense of within the mixed energy, you may be mixed or someone like you may be interested in is mixed, but what you really want from a relationship is someone who wants you. And I think like maybe you often find people who like the idea of you or who aren't actually willing to get to know you. Oftentimes they just see you for like without actually seeing you. And I think you want someone who wants to see you, who you want someone who wants to show you and care for you and like put that work in. But oftentimes you find yourself in this lackness with the people you end up choosing. Okay, So what traits are you lacking? What traits are you lacking in relationships? Letter, number cards. What traits are this person lacking? Attraction, apology. Attraction, apology. We also have 10 and 30. So those may be important dates. That's also a 20 difference, exactly. We also have these attraction and apology. More numbers, so many numbers. They have 3. You may be seeing 3 through 3 a lot. 13. Organize. What is the traits that this person's lacking? You may also not be good at like giving apologies. You may not be good at physical labor. Makes me think of doing like acts of service in the sense that, or like pursuing things, or maybe like you are really bad at pursuing stuff, or like organizing your own thoughts and communicating in their own sense. Attraction, maybe it makes me think that when it comes to lacking in traits, that it's hard for you to show your attraction to someone else because maybe you feel very like much that you're being held back. Maybe this may be past trauma. Ooh, one more came out. Yeah, because you're on guard. So think when it comes to traits that you are lacking, that you need to like express more. You need to show people more of what you want, but you also have to be able to keep your boundaries as well. So there's that need. I'm thinking 3 times 10 is 30. So maybe the more like effort you give, the more it comes back to you. So let's see what do you need to make your relationships more compatible? What do you need to make your relationships more compatible? We have outlaw. Be more reckless. Be willing to take more leaps of faith. You have narcissistic here. I already saw this. Sorry. If it comes back up, it comes back up. A lot of the times it does. So let's see. What are you lacking? So brown, award, fame. Okay. So how to make your relationship grow? Be a little bit more selfish. I think oftentimes you allow maybe people to walk over you when it comes to relationships too, because you're very kind and sensitive. And because you allow people to kind of walk over you, you need to state your grounds a little bit more. With outlaw, it's like doing things differently than normal too. So maybe like next time, the way you approach your next relationships, do it a little bit more with a little bit more selfishness in you. A narcissist everyone has narcissistic tendencies. I say this because like a narcissist isn't necessarily like, I don't want to say a bad thing. I want to say a narcissist is someone who is very like self-focused, and I think that's something you need to lead a little bit more on. So next time you come into your relationships, you have to be like, this is what I want. Like, I want someone who is able to do X, Y, Z, A, and B. I want someone who is willing to be serious. I want someone who, like, we do stuff together. I want this. And I think you have to be very willing to say that. When it comes to, we have award and fame here as well. So when I think of fame, I think of doing things publicly. So maybe you really want someone to show you off publicly. And you also have to be willing to show this person off publicly. Award also makes me think of not really gifting, but like giving someone things to show you appreciate them. So you showing your appreciation towards the person you're in a relationship is going to be very important for you as well. So there's definitely that energy of give and take. You have a lot of 3s here now that I'm looking at it too. So 3, 3, 3 definitely may be important for you. We also have, this is also pile number 3. So lots of 3s, right? So maybe like you're hurt from your past too, because this person may not have been really fully committed to you. They may have been third party situations to you. For all you, I know, I'm not asking about that. We're talking about blocks in love. And I think that's really it. So we're going to summarize really quickly, and I think that will be it. So when it comes to blocks, like I said, it's like that. Maybe you listen too much to gossip. Maybe you psych yourself out. Like, I feel like you may often like kind of stop things before they start. There, because of like, maybe you hear too many things, you read too much into between the lines. You do trust your intuition, because sometimes like you definitely make good judgment calls. So it's not like a bad thing. But I do think that if you want to enter into a serious commitment, you do need to show people and tell people this is what you want. This is your boundaries. This is what you desire. And that will help you unblock this. So like I feel like you could choose when you want to be in a relationship, but you just want someone who is serious with you. But oftentimes you find people who aren't. And then like you kind of just walk away because you listen to your intuition, because this person's not going to be serious with you. And that is fine. So for you to unblock this though, you have to be able to be a little bit more selfish and be like, this is what I desire in a relationship. I want someone who's serious. I plan that my next relationship is so serious that we're thinking about marriage. So if you're not in that part of your life, or you don't want to think about that, like, I don't want to deal with you. So I think like being very firm about what you desire will help bring in what you desire. And in your next relationship, to make it successful, make sure you are showing this person you appreciate them, doing things out of the ordinary with them, as well as like showing them off in public, being very more open to your relationship being public, and that will really allow for you guys to develop a lot better. So that is all I have for you today. So thank you for sitting through this reading with me. If you did enjoy it, please like, comment, or subscribe. I do appreciate it. Thank you for coming here today. Have a wonderful day. Oh, day, night, or evening. Bye. All right. Welcome pile number 4. If you chose this pile, this is for you. Okay. We're going to get straight into it. We're going to see what your energy is like first when it comes to love. And then we're going to see kind of the blocks. And then we're going to look at like traits and like how we can overcome this and kind of things like that. Okay. So pile number 4, what is your energy when it comes to love? The 10 of Winter. Okay. So I actually like the 10 of Winter. So this is the 10 of Swords. So when it comes to the Swords cards, the last couple of like digits, like I would say like from 7, 8, and 9 are like a mess. But when it comes to 10, it talks about kind of like a resolution to all of this, and things are kind of like letting go. So when it comes down to it being like your energy and love, I think you've kind of just reached this ending point. All right. So there's part of you that's like, I'm done, and it's kind of just off your shoulders, and you're ready to start into a new path. Even with this, like see here with like this fairy, how even though all of this is like forest, all of it's forest, but all of this is like wintry, you notice on the other side there is like sun, and then everything is all like not snowy. I guess it's more so like a spring. And it's like you're at the end of this kind of moving forward. So when it comes down to love, maybe you're kind of trying to get over like some negative feelings you were feeling. You're kind of like, I'm done with it. I'm moving on. So when it comes down to blocks in love, we have progress. So maybe you're afraid of making progress. Part of you, the spirit is asking you to make progress, but part of you is very worried about like that past, because like I said, there's that movement forward. I love how both of these people have wings too, so there's a sense of transformation here. We have welcome the divine masculine, and we have, let's see, you are living poetry. We have limitations inspire innovations as well. Past life relationships here, soulmate, reconsider, let go. Okay, so what's blocking your love is someone from your past, actually. So I think you had someone you had a really strong connection with, And this person, you guys have a soul tie of some sort because you have true love, soulmate, and past life relationship here. So I think you had someone who was really like into your life. You also had to welcome the divine masculine as well. So it makes me think that someone in your life is trying to come back and to kind of be in your life and constantly be there. And a part of you is like scared. Okay. Actually, there's two ways this to go, to be very fair. As I'm looking at this, it gives me there's two different, like, sections here. So for the people who have a past, like a past relationship, you are in this kind of energy of trying to move forward. You're like, I'm done. I don't want to be codependent with this person. Like, right now, our relationship is very heavy, and you really want, you only want to move forward. And this person's like, you want to let go, you want to like move forward, move on. This person may have been a soulmate of some sort. For others of you who do not have this, I think someone is coming into your life who has this energy. All right, and that's like a very small free view because a lot of this is making me think, reconsider and let go. Someone from your past wants to come back, but what's blocking you from making progress forward in your life. Right? So, that is so interesting. So what are the challenges here then, I guess? I think when it comes, okay, so why is this person blocking you in love? I think like, if you're not with this person's like actively like trying to get back into your life. Like, if you're about to get with this person, this person will naturally just come into your life. Let's read the book on progress, and then we'll read the book for. You have been in a process of great change, self-growth, and healing. It is important to maintain a good relationship with yourself. Journaling is one tool that may help. Keep a journal and write yourself as if you were counseling a friend. Record your goals and dreams. They may be very cathartic to have a special place to vent. Meditation is another means of healing or spiritual development. Going outside for fresh air can also be rejuvenating. If you find you are in a rut or starting to experience a downward spiral, consider closing your eyes and taking a deep breath. Imagine you are opening your eyes for the first time and seeing the world around you from a different perspective. What is pleasurable around you? If you can see nature, what beauty can you find? Encourage yourself to take anything for granted. Encourage yourself not to take anything for granted. What a wonderful life you have been given. If needed, make a list of your values, ethics. Writing a belief system will help you live life with purpose and awareness. Your list is not set in stone and may shift and change as you develop through life. Yeah, I think okay. So if you chose this reading because you're like, why is my life moving forward? It's because someone from your past is really like trying to come back to you, and you have to either like finish the situation and like really have it to come to a complete close before you can actually move on, because you won't be able to have a really significant relationship with someone else until you've dealt with this. If you're not in a relationship right now, someone is either in your life right now or is coming into your life that is a soulmate, and they are going to like, I guess, try to pursue a relationship with you. What's holding you back is maybe you are scared of like having progress, I guess, in relationships. Part of you is worried about like maybe things happening. Maybe you provide your own limitations when it comes to like your desires, especially when it comes to love. Like, you kind of hold yourself back. What I've noticed is a common theme today is people really holding themselves back because of worry. I wouldn't necessarily say you're worried, because I don't see the same worry as others. I think you're just like over it in its own sense. You're like, there's this, with this card too, that just makes me feel like you focused on yourself and you're like, I don't care anymore. In maybe whether like it's just because you are dealing with a heavy relationship that you're letting go of, or are these the same guy? I don't know, because those are different girls, and I was about to be like, he cheated maybe, but I don't want to know. So, but when it comes down to it, though, when it comes to blocks and love and things, I definitely see that energy here. So we're going to pull from my personal deck to get some more additional information about the blocks and love. Ancestors, angels, my guides, more additional information here when it comes to blocks and love for this person. Anything else about blocks and love for this person? Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, we have July. So something about July may be important, whether that's like a birthday or like something. Okay, so we have Aquarius energy. Be spontaneous. Thinking out of the box will bring value in a unique form. We have the waxing gibbous moon, which is paying attention to actions. We also have the 5th house here, which is about romance and fertility. Remain playful in your affairs. You also have the number 5, which is the Hierophant. Hypocrisy comes from lack of knowledge, challenging tradition to find meaning. We also have 2 months here. We also have March and March and October. So July, March, and October. March and October seem like a very important time these times around. So these are upcoming months, or maybe during those times. Okay, so when it comes to additional information about what's blocking you in love, I think you need to be more spontaneous, allow for you to learn. When it comes to this card, I think maybe the judgments you have actually come from lack of experience. So like, I think you allow yourself to have fun and pay attention to people's actions more than their words. If they aren't showing you, but through their actions, how much they care for you, then that's like a good time to move on. So that's like, when it comes to love, be open to receiving, but also like watch these people's actions, but have fun. I wouldn't put too much seriousness onto it. Maybe you are like, if I'm going to be in a relationship, it has to be serious. No, like, have fun, man. Maybe you're a little on the younger side, or maybe you just got out of a serious relationship, but have fun right now. That's what Spirit wants you to do. Like, go do your own thing. Have a hot girl summer in July, or hot boy summer, handsome boy summer. Let's go that in like summer and stuff. Something about March may be important too. March is coming up from when I'm doing this reading, but you can check it out anytime. So let's see. Let's do some traits. Okay, so we're going to see, when it comes to traits, we're going to start with what traits are you lacking, and then we're going to see what will make your relationship more compatible. So what traits are you lacking in a relationship? In a relationship, what are the traits you're lacking? Outlaw, yeah, not being spontaneous enough. You don't allow, like, you have to be more spontaneous when it comes to your relationships, and you shouldn't expect like so many different things from them. You also have naive, so you're very naive, like you lack experience, and that's what it comes from, being naive, that you just lack experience. Okay, and let's see, what do you need to make your relationships more compatible? You have judge and enemy. That's hilarious. Let's see. What do you need to make your relationships more compatible? Law, judge, law, enemy. Let's see. Cardinal, attractive, and T. Okay. What I noticed first is that you have judge, law, and outlaw here. So when it comes to how to make your like relationships more compatible, when I think of judge, I think of justice. I also think of someone who is very like abiding. So judge and law also go together. For some reason, I'm thinking law from One Piece. If you watch One Piece, that may be relevant, but like whatever. So when when it comes to law and judgment, what you need in a relationship. Okay, so when it comes down to it, I think what you need in a relationship is cardinal signs too. Okay, that's a hard one, because I think like I feel like for your relationship to be successful, you just have to be willing to like communicate, have more fun, go outside the box, do things that you normally wouldn't do. When I think of enemy, I think of maybe doing things you don't like as well. Like be okay with like doing things out of your comfort zone. Judge and law though makes me also think of like having boundaries and rules and barriers in the places you need. So I think like, but I also think with cardinal energy is very like, woo, in my opinion, like it's very like headstrong energy. So I think when it comes down to it, there's like a need to kind of allow for yourself to experience things, right? Whether it's things you like and whether things you don't like, allow yourself to literally like live and try things. Like maybe what's blocking you is like you have this very serious expectations in your relationships, and you don't need that. I think you are in a period that you should just go have some fun. If you're about to meet a soulmate, just have fun. Like don't put too much like needs on it. Like don't be like, this has to go like this has to go like that. Just allow yourself to live through the experience you have. All right. Okay, so we're going to summarize really quickly, and then I'll let you go for today. So when it comes down to blocks in love, you are worried about making progress. You are worried about what the future holds because you're kind of scared of being hurt. You do have a romantic interest either in your life or on its way into your life, and this person can be a soulmate of some sorts. But for you to have this relationship be successful, be fun, have fun, be willing to take things out of the ordinary and do things that you're not used to and step out your comfort zone. But also remember that you could step out your comfort zone without giving up your own boundaries. And that is something that is very possible. So keep your boundaries, but get out your comfort zone. Go do things that you're not normally used to. And you're going to find that this is going to work out for you really well. You may either meet this person or your birthdays or these months may be important in March, October, or July. So do keep that in mind. But that's all I have for you today. So I thank you for sitting through this reading with me. I hope you have a wonderful day, night, or evening. Thank you as well. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye-bye.